What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Pod Scum. I'm your host, Reckless Rex Ruger, joined by my guest co-host, my boy, Ray OUTLIAR, from legendary, I'm going to say legendary, thrash metal band, OUTLIAR.
Awesome. Glad to be here. This is going to be a fun one.
My guest is here. We're going to dive right in and chop it up, man. Where's my man, Jason? What's going on, brother?
How you going?
Good to have you on here, man.
Well, hang on. Something fucking weird's happening.
Yeah, technology's always making the world so much easier, right?
Yeah. That makes
well, listen, man, I appreciate you doing this, man. Like, I know you're on the fucking road, man. Fucking killing
good, man.
Just killing time in the RV, right?
Yeah, pretty much. We've just been at Costco doing our groceries and shit, and
yeah,
just hanging out, been to the gym and all that sort of shit. So yeah, it's pretty cool.
And I usually fly solo on this show, man, but this is my guy. This is my guy Ray, who specifically wanted to co-host this episode because he's a fan.
Oh, sweet, man. How you going, Ray?
I'm doing great, man. It's been a while. We crossed paths. I guess 2017. We opened a show with you guys in Gorod in Chapel Hill, North Carolina, and
oh wow,
yeah, playing a band called OUTLIAR. You were cool enough to wear one of our shirts on a cooking show. You remember?
Shit. Yeah, man. I remember you. Fuck yeah. I've still got the shirt at home.
Yeah. There you go, man. I'll tell you, I might still be drunk from that night. I think we had a couple beers, you know?
Yeah.
Well, great to see you, man. Appreciate the time for sure.
Man, appreciate it.
Glad to see you here in the States. You guys had just come through Greensboro, North Carolina a couple of nights ago. I missed you guys. I saw that you weren't able to join the tour up until now. So, man, best of luck.
No, I jumped in. Well, I flew into Toronto. I didn't sing that show because I hadn't been in for very long, and I was all jet lagged and fucked up. So Jace Kaiser did that one, and I was the merch guy for the night, so that was kind of fun.
Nice.
Yeah, man. Well, it was cool because I got to have a few beers and watch my own band play. So
yeah, that's kind of cool.
Yeah, it was good. And then we played the last two nights. So then we got a day off today. So it's cool, like cruisy start to the tour for me.
Yeah. It's much easier to correlate the interview. I'm glad we earmarked this day. I was just telling him, man, because the time difference thing was extremely difficult. You know what I mean? So it's actually nice catching you here in the States.
Yeah, and that's the thing that's always a fucking problem with doing this stuff, because it's like either me or you has to basically do it at fucking like 5 a.m, and it always fucking sucks.
Yeah, it's funny because I was just telling Ray that I just did an episode last week with Matt Wilcock, and he is a morning guy, man. He wanted to do it at 3:30 my time, which was 6:30 a.m. for him.
Oh fucking hell!
Yeah, I couldn't believe it. I'm just like, rock stars usually don't keep these kind of hours, do they?
Yeah,
6:30 in the morning.
That's cool though.
He must be a morning guy. I got the inclination for him from talking to him that's normal for him.
Oh well, that's cool.
Yeah. But I usually like to start these things, Jason, because I talked to so many musical artists on here, and the common theme always seems to be that they come from very musical households, records playing all the time, maybe parents that are into music. Was this the case for you?
Yeah, my dad was actually a drummer. Yeah, and he was into a lot of like classic Aussie rock and all that sort of stuff. So, yeah, music's always been around. My parents got me playing piano when I was about 4 or 5. So I did that right up until high school, and then piano wasn't cool anymore, and I got into death metal when I was about 11. So obviously guitar and singing and stuff became more my type of thing then.
Yeah.
I kind of wish I had stuck up with the piano keyboard thing, but you know, that's long gone out of my memory how to do that shit now.
And because you're a vocalist, man, and I always ask this when I have vocalists on here, especially ones that do extreme metal. Do you ascribe to any type of vocal care, or are you just a guy that can jump up there and just belt it out?
I used to be a dude that was, you know, when I was in my 20s and we were first doing this, I was, you know, drink 5 beers, fucking youthful energy, jump up there and just go for it. But
yeah,
you know, I'm 43 now, so I don't drink any beer before I go on, and yeah, I do have to warm up and, you know, take care of shit these days.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you just don't go the distance anymore, you know.
Right.
Can't rely on that youthful 20-year-old energy anymore.
Right. Well, you're coming up. We're just looking at the dates, man. Like, you're coming up on 20 years with this band.
It was my first tour with them was 2004, so 21 years ago.
21.
And then
Yeah.
actually joined as an official member in 2005. But yeah, I'd been rehearsing and touring with them since 2004.
Yeah.
So yeah, basically 21 years now. So I was just a fucking baby when I started.
Yeah.
A half life ago.
Yeah,
The music, everything you guys have been doing, just in my opinion, gets progressively better and better with each release. I'm a huge fan. Not only having the opportunity when we got to play together, which was just a great moment for us. Just big fan of you guys and Go Rod. Those dudes are our dudes as well, and they're sick. And looking at that. The new song, congratulations. Looks like a new deal with you guys with Metal Blade. This will be your first release with those guys, right?
Yep, first release. So the single was just a standalone. That won't be on the album, but the album, it's finished recording. We're just sort of waiting on bits of artwork back and stuff now, and we should hopefully be compiling all that and getting it submitted to the label for a release next year.
I can't wait.
Yeah, we can't either.
I know
we've been working on this one for a long time, so we're pretty stoked on how it's all turning out.
It'll be worth the wait for sure. Talking a little bit, just jumping around, but talking a little bit about like the art stuff. Obviously, you do that as well. Do you ever like to get involved with the Psycroptic art?
I've done when we did the Watcher of All EP, like was that 4 or 5 years ago. I did a design for each song, which we released just on t-shirts. I didn't do the cover for it, but I haven't really been doing any artwork over the last probably 2 or 3 years, because I don't know, I really found the love of guitar again. So I've kind of been cool. Yeah, I've been doing a lot of that. I've got some bands where I play guitar in. Me and Joe, guitarist from Psycroptic, we've got a little project together where it's me doing guitar, bass, and vocals, and he actually plays drums in it, which is cool. We got 2 albums out with that, and we're working on a 3rd one at the moment. So
is this Domination? Is this Domination Campaign?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So we're working on a new one with that at the moment, and yeah. So I mean, I kind of got out of doing the art just because I really sort of jumped into that. Like, I mean, I've always been obviously like busy with the music, but it's always been just on the vocal front. Whereas now I've actually got back into like, actually writing riffs and all that sort of stuff and that. So that's kind of taken up all my time between, doing like multiple albums with that, doing Psycroptic and having 2 kids. There's not much time left for anything else really.
Definitely can relate.
Yeah. I feel like the 2 kids right there would be enough for me.
Yeah. I'm actually on the end of it where like my daughter's 17 now and my son's turning 15 in like 2 weeks. So yeah, so I'm kind of on the weird end of parenting at the moment where they don't want to hang out with me on the weekends anymore. So
right. Yeah, but now you got to make sure that the shotgun's loaded. 17-year-old daughter. And so what do they think about your music though?
Oh, they have no interest in it whatsoever.
None.
It's just that weird shit that Dad does with his mates and tends to go away. Like I showed my son, it was about a year ago. He was talking about this rapper that he's into that actually lives not far from where we do, and he's like, oh, I can't believe he's like sort of famous and he lives just around the road. And I'm like, fucking excuse me, boy. And I ended up I pulled up a video of us at a festival from like 10 years ago or something to put it on. He's watching. He's like, shit, I had no idea that like the stuff you do when you go away can be this big. I'm like, it's not always like this, but
right.
We do get to do, some of these big festival shows every now and again. And he's
yeah.
And because I said, what did you think it was that I did? And he's like, I don't know, I just thought it was just kind of you and your mates just going around and just playing in little venues and stuff. I'm like, well, sometimes, but
like doing bar mitzvahs and
just playing like backyard parties on the other side of the world. But no, it's funny though, because I mean, to them, I'm just Dad, and
right.
I fuck off for a month here and there, or a few weeks here and there, and it's I've been doing it since they were, before they were born, so it's kind of
Well,
It's
they
just
get
how
well.
how it
They
is
all
for
get to
'em.
the age where suddenly, man, like nothing you do is cool anymore. You know.
Exactly.
You know.
Exactly.
And
It's funny though. My son every now and again he says, because he likes the psychroptic shirts and stuff that I bring him home from tour, and he wears them all the time.
yeah.
And he said, "Oh, I always get like pulled up by old people at the shop telling me that I'm wearing a cool shirt." And I'm like, "By old people, what do you mean?" He goes, "Like people your age." I'm like, "Fuck off, boy." But yeah,
Yeah.
it's
That's
it's
always
funny.
that'll always bolster your confidence.
Yeah. Ah, fucking, I don't listen to
As your
anything
kids
they
remind you
say.
that you're old.
Yeah.
And so now that you guys are working on this new album, or it's ready, it's getting close to coming out, man. What's the creative process like when you all get together? You guys are you a very collaborative bunch, or does someone come in
No,
kind of
well,
with the lion's share of the ideas?
yeah, well, it's more like file sharing these days because so me and Joe, we live like 30-minute drive from each other, and Joe's got his own studio. So me and Joe kind of he works with me a bit, like recording the vocals and stuff, but it's generally Joe. Joe will write the songs and he'll demo it up and send it out and get everyone's feedback and stuff. And so it's a bit back and forth like that. But I mean, Joe generally is the mastermind behind it all, and always
Yeah.
has been. You know, he's the musical genius behind the band. But you know, we just sort of, you know, we all just do what we can to complement what he does, really. So, but I mean, yeah. So it's me and Joe are still in Tasmania. Got our bass player. He's from New Jersey, so he's over near you guys.
Yep.
And then yeah, Dave, our drummer, lives in Melbourne, so he's like a hour flight away from us.
Wow. So you're
So,
dragging
yeah.
around. Wow. So you're dragging around some hoodlum from the Northeast with you, huh?
Yeah, yeah, no, yeah. It's fun though, man. It's funny how that sort of came about because we're friends with the Revocation guys, and that's sort of how we came across Todd, because we needed a bass player for a tour like 10 years ago. We just needed a session guy, and we hit up Brett Bamberger that used to play bass for Revocation. He's like,
Yep.
I can't do it, but my housemate's cool. I reckon you guys will love him. I reckon I could get him to do it. And that was Todd. And so we're like, all right, fucking, we trust you, Brett. And here we are, fucking, yeah, 10, 11, maybe 12 years later.
Yeah. Worked out.
We hit it off so well that we're like, well, it just, I don't know, it just makes sense. We're basically playing in Europe or the States as much as we're playing in Australia anyway. So it's like, well, no matter if we've got an Australian guy, an American guy, we got to fly him at some points anyway. So
Right.
it kind of just makes sense.
And Jason, related to the touring, it's fairly unique for a band coming from Australia, doing a lot of touring, both, here in the States, in Europe, that kind of thing. And obviously doing stuff in Australia, it's really nice. It dates me. Shit, I'm 51 now, but I'm thinking about, the only band from Australia for a long time, Mortal Sin, right? And so,
Yeah.
so man, it'd be cool to see these guys live. And, you just never got that chance. You'd always hear, shows in Australia,
Yeah.
So is that, does that present some challenges? I know that Jeremy steps in for you guys, quite a bit here. Is that what's that like to kind of manage that schedule for you?
It is challenging at times. I mean, having kids and stuff, I haven't been able to do all the long tours over the years. I mean, I've done a lot of it, but yeah, there has always been times where it's kind of like, I just can't do it. I can't be away for 6 weeks and then home for, a month or something and then back out for another 6 weeks. I used to do it when my kids were really little, and it got to the point where it just got too much on my wife. And, and then, I mean, I'm lucky I work with the guys that I do because they're always been really understanding of the situation. And when we came across Kaiser from Origin, he worked, before he actually sung for us, he'd been out driving for us, doing merch for us, or driving for other bands on tours we've been on. So we were good friends with him anyway. And I mean, he's a fucking great front man. So he sort of stepped in, and then he did quite a few tours filling in for me. And that's why now he sings on the albums with me as well, because we're just kind of like, look, it's our band. Yeah, I know to some people it might seem weird that we've got 2 singers that sing on the album, but we never sing together, if you know what I mean, on tours and that. But we were like, it works. It keeps the engine rolling. It means we don't have lineup changes, and you know, and yeah, Kaiser fits in perfectly with us. It was nice because I hadn't seen him in years. So at the show in Toronto, it was cool to actually watch him play a show and hang out with him for an evening and that. So yeah, I mean, it's cool. It's working really well for us.
Yep.
So now that you,
Happy, and it's like, you know, at the end of the day, when you're playing on this level, you're never making a living out of it. So it's kind of like where you just sort of got to do what you can to keep the engine rolling, you know. And this is what works for us. So yeah.
And so now that you just joined the band, and correct me if I'm wrong, you just jumped on like in the last day or two, correct?
Yeah, like 3 days ago.
And so is there like an adjustment period for you, obviously, with the travel, with the time change? Man, how do those first couple of shows like tend to go when you're trying to get your feet under you?
It can be tiring because, I mean, with the time differences and jet lag and shit, you know, like first few days I was here, I was sort of getting 3 to 4 hours sleep a night. And so our first show was rough for me. Like I was fucking exhausted, you know, and you're trying to sort of just put your brave face on.
Yeah.
You know, look like it's just any other day, but you know, it can be tough. But I mean, having a day off today that's really good. We've hit the gym and stuff, and yeah, we're going out to a steakhouse somewhere for dinner and shit soon. So yeah, it'll be cool. By tomorrow I'll be fucking raring to go, you know.
Yeah.
You guys are heading up through Canada and then on the northwest side of the states to round it out, correct?
Yeah. I think we got like 5 or 6 days up in Canada, so that'll be really cool. I've always liked going up there and doing shows, so I'm glad, at least with the leg of the tour that I jumped on, it was pretty much half US, half Canada. So you know, it's a nice contrast getting to do both rather than just you know, jumping on and doing just only Canada or just only the US. So yeah, so it's cool.
And so,
go ahead, sorry.
Sorry, I was going to say a solid lineup for the tour, obviously, and you know, the Neo guys from your neck of the woods as well. How did that?
Yeah, good. Oh, we've known those dudes for fucking ever. I think we actually took them out on their first tour.
Okay.
So yeah, so Dan, their drummer, I'm pretty certain he was one of Dave's drum students when Dan first started playing drums. So yeah, and you know, he's always played in bands around Melbourne and stuff. So he's always been kicking around. I've always been friends with him. Same with the other guys like Matt Glavins and that. We've known them all for years. So it's cool. Like we did a tour with them in June this year out in Australia. So it was the first time we'd done shows with those guys in probably 10 years or so. But yeah, I mean, it's really cool. It's fun on this run being out with so many Aussies. You know, you can very freely say the word cunt and no one even blinks an eyelid, you know?
Right.
Yeah.
Space here too.
Yeah. You know, they talk just as much obnoxious shit as what we do.
Right.
Yeah, so it's cool.
And so now that you're on Metal Blade, you know, talk to me a little bit about only just because the music industry has gone through so many seismic changes in the last couple of years, man. You know, to be on a label of that magnitude right now at this point in your career, man, like what's that mean to you guys?
Yeah, it's fucking awesome to be back on the sort of bigger labels. I mean, we did a couple albums with Nuclear Blast, like fuck, I don't know what that was, like 15, 16, actually probably 17 years ago even now. And that was a good experience, but then with that, it got to the point where we were kind of really little fish in a big pond at that point. And that's why we left to go to Prosthetics. So we thought, you know, maybe we jump on a smaller label and get more priority. And then I kind of feel like we sort of went as far as we could with Prosthetic, and we kind of made the decision that we wanted to jump back into a bigger label again and stuff. And it's really cool to have, you know, got to deal with a label sort of as iconic as what Metal Blade is, you know.
Oh yeah.
Cannibal Corpse, Slayer, you know, fucking who's who of extreme metal over the years, you know.
Yeah.
So it's sick to be on that roster, and you know, the bigger label hopefully might bring bigger opportunities for us, and you know, we'll see how it goes. I mean, I think from what we've sent them of the new album, they're excited about it, and you know, to us, that's all we could want, really. You know, a label that backs what we do and they believe in us. you know, more than just looking at it going, oh, these guys are the hype guys at the moment. We'll just chuck their album out and see what happens, you know.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's good that they've got that belief behind us.
And I'm glad you brought up the new album because, you know, I tend to see, and I guess it's easy nowadays, you know, with all the advancements in technology and everybody on social media, you know, I see a lot of websites, you know, devoted to reviewing albums, feedback, criticism. Are you somebody that looks into that stuff a lot when a new project comes out?
Sometimes I do tend to look at it for our albums when they first come out for about a day.
Yeah.
And then, you know, it's generally with us, we're at the point in our career where it's the usual suspects, or, you know, the same websites fucking hate us that have hated us for the last 15 years, and the same ones that have loved us for the last 15 years or what, you know, 20 years are still loving us. So, you know, and you're gonna think, it's fucking, you don't get much of a gauge off that. And like, yeah, online and social media, it's so hard to get a fucking gauge on what's what, because people are really quick to go to tell you what they fucking hate about something, but they'll never tell you what they like about it. You know?
Exactly. Well, one of the big things I see critiqued all the time, and this probably speaks to the fact that attention spans have dwindled so much, and it's such a fast-paced world nowadays. But what I see get critiqued the most is album length. How many songs, how many minutes an album comes in at. You guys as a band sit around and talk about how many songs do we want this? How many minutes do we want this to be?
We're usually, I think from memory, all our albums have got 9 songs on them.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that's just our thing. So, and as for album length, I couldn't even fucking tell you how long any of our albums go for. I guess they're about probably 40 minutes or so. But, you know, like, and I think one of our albums might have even been Divine Council of Kingdom Drowns. Oh, I think one of them actually clocked in under 40 minutes.
Yeah.
Because actually, I do remember someone, I'd seen a few things like, oh, it's a bit fucking short, isn't it? Or something like that. But, I mean, we don't give a fuck, really. I mean,
yeah, that's probably healthy.
A lot of the time for me, like, I mean, I'm a fanatical record collector. I still fucking love it. To me, like, a 35 to 40 minute album's perfect because it fits on one disc. You don't have to fucking change the side 3 times, you know. Or you don't even have to change the disc. You flip it once and you're fucking good to go, you know.
Right. Yeah.
And I mean, half to 3/4 of the time now, people are listening to this shit on Spotify, and you'd find barely anyone probably gets through a whole fucking album these days anyway.
I know.
You know, they're skipping through, and it's like, what the fuck's it matter if it's slightly shorter?
Right.
We're accounting for people's fucking useless, shitty attention spans now. You know?
Right.
It's sort of dudes of my age and above that are still the ones probably listening, you know, buying vinyl and listening to a whole album. You know.
You're right. Yeah.
So
yeah.
I mean, I love the experience of listening to an album.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, I think
I mean, that's how it's all written, or, you know, all the good shit anyway.
Right.
Yeah, I think Jay, you know, when you're writing songs like Cold, if you're not listening to that whole fucking record, there's something wrong. It's definitely in my high rotation. You know, it's perfect gym length, man. You know, might get my fat ass in the gym and listen to the record. Like, you guys are on rotation, but outside of me fanboying on all of that, you know, talk to us a little bit about so the video I thought was interesting, right? Because you know, you were quite featured in the Architects video. How was that for you? Was that a different experience for you?
Yeah, that was weird how that all came up, because originally we spoke to the video crew, and initially we weren't going to have any of the band members in it. It was just going to be a total like scripted acting type thing, and I got sent back a preview of it, and the first thing I sort of looked at was like, it kind of looks like a short film with our song as the soundtrack, which is cool, but, you know, it could be anything, you know, like people could look at it and go, fuck, is this like a fan-made thing, or, you know, something like that. And so that was my first impression. So I kind of hit the guys back and I said, look, I feel like it needs at least a band member in it. Like it either needs the whole band or it needs me, but whole band wasn't an option because obviously we couldn't get everyone, we couldn't get Todd in from the US. So, and the video producers and the other guys in the band all agreed that, all right, we'll fly me over to Melbourne and I'll just feature in it, which I'm not the, you know, I'm not the sort of person that loves being in front of the camera like that too much, but it was just one of those things. It was a cool location. I was like, well, we need to get the actual band in there somehow, and that was pretty much the best option we had. So yeah, but you know, I watch it back now and I'm like, oh fuck, it's just all me. You know, it's cool though. The clip came out really well. So like, yeah, Rob Brand's the guy that did it. He did a fucking amazing job, and
Really good.
like it was like a fucking whirlwind though. So I think we decided on a Friday lunchtime when I was at work, and Dave's like, would it be fucking crazy for you to jump on the first flight in the morning to Melbourne? We'll have crew pick you up and we'll have to drive you 2 hours to the location. You'll have to film for about 3 hours and then we'll drive you back to the airport and you fly home. I'm like, well, it is a fucking stupid idea, but it's, you know, it's all we've got because of deadlines and shit. So we're like, no, let's just fucking do it. So yeah, so that's how that all went. But you know, it worked out, and the end result was fucking sick. So it was worth the fuck around, you know.
Yeah. Yep. Now talk to me a little about. But we've been talking about so much psychroptic stuff, but I want to talk about the Domination campaign, because you did mention that you're playing guitar and bass.
Yeah.
And so, first of all, how long have you been playing guitar and bass? Do you feel like your chops are up to snuff?
Oh, they're getting there now. I played guitar from when I was first sort of started high school. I was quite a technical player when I was younger, and when I joined Psychroptic, I just didn't have time for guitar for, you know, 10 years, because we were just on the tour and, you know, young kids and all that shit. So I let it go for about, probably 10, 12 years. And then, I picked it back up. And I mean, it's been a slow process, but I feel now that I'm very comfortable and very capable as a guitarist again. Bass probably not so much, but you know, I didn't really have much options. But like moving forward with Domination Campaign, we've actually been talking to Cam Grant, the original Psychroptic bass player, because he still lives sort of in the same area as me, so he's probably going to jump on board and play bass on the albums moving forward. And we are sort of talking about the potential of even taking it live, which that'll be fun as well. Yeah.
Australia, man. I realized this when I talked to Matt Wilcock. Just a great music scene that I don't think really gets the recognition that it deserves.
Yeah, man. The scene down there is really fucking cool at the moment. There's lots of good death metal. Like there's a band called Golgothan Remains. They're fucking killer. You got Werewolves of Bremlin. Yeah, basically anything fucking Matt touches is pretty much gold as far as I'm concerned, man.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, the scene out there is it's really good, but you don't get a lot of the bands don't tour outside of Australia. I think more are starting to now, but yeah, I mean, it's shows down there have always been really cool.
Yeah. Well, it also helps too, man. I think me and Matt talked about this. It's kind of cool when you see a guy like Phil Anselmo, you know, I mean, like wearing King Parrot shirts and Portal shirts, and like, you know, at least trying to get some of the names of those bands out there, you know what I mean? And seen by a wider audience.
Well, I mean, yeah, he's a guy that's really put his money where his mouth is. Like he's taken King Parrot out with fucking Pantera all over the world now. You know? So, and that's I mean, King Parrot, those dudes are fucking cool as fuck. They're really old friends of ours. So it's fucking it's really cool. Like King Parrot, it's fucking amazing to see the growth those dudes have had over the years. You know, like they were literally in, when was it? Must have been June. They came down to Tasmania, and we did 3 shows across Tasmania with them. And then the next thing that they were doing after that was going, I think it was to the States to start a Pantera tour. So, you know, they're really doing the contrast as well. They're going from like playing little club shows with us to fucking going over and jumping on and doing arena shows with Pantera and stuff. But they're still, you know, they're still keen to do the dirty little rock clubs and shit like that. So I mean, that's they're fucking awesome. They're fucking funny dudes to hang out with as well.
Yeah, I've had Matt on the podcast. Yeah,
oh really? He's great, man. He's fucking cool as.
And so because of having like a family and obviously, you know, other things in your life, you know, do you like being involved in multiple projects? Like I have guys on here sometimes that are, and I'm always amazed by these guys, the time and the energy involved in 4 or 5 different bands. You know, I know you've got PSYCROPTIC and now Domination Campaign. But you know, do you like that, having multiple projects?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love it. I also play guitar in a black metal band called Permafog. That's a all Tasmanian unit.
Okay.
Yeah, I love it. I've all like constantly I'm down in my shitty little home studio, like working on riffs, working on songs, and you know, I mean, I think as my kids have gotten older, I've kind of got a bit more free time happening now, which means, you know, filling it with music again. And I suppose as well, you know, to some extent, I'm in mid-40s now, and it's kind of like how long is my body going to let me, you know, play at speed and shit like that? And it's like,
Right.
let's just fucking get in and let's make the most of it now. You know, I'm highly motivated for it, and you know, the body's working good for it, and I've got the time. So yeah, I'm fucking loving it. I mean, for years, PSYCROPTIC was the only thing I did. And I mean, that was great. I mean, we were touring a lot and stuff, but yeah, now it's, as I get older, all the other projects and stuff, like, they're not super serious. They're not something where we're trying to sort of build career with or anything like that. It's literally all just about the fun of it and the love of the music and the love of creating and stuff. So
Yeah.
that's a massive thing when it comes to the project stuff.
And now you talk about Phil Anselmo putting his money where his mouth is and taking out King Parrot, but you go on a cooking show wearing an Outlier T-shirt. I mean, that's putting your money where your mouth is right there.
We're throwing it away. That was right. I think you guys. I forgot who else was on that with you, but they were wearing another buddy of mine. Okay, yeah, and he was wearing a Psychosomatic shirt. Also, good friends of ours. And
Todd's
Jeff.
good friends with those dudes. Yeah, Jeff Zagato.
Yeah. So I texted Jeff.
Fun to hang out with.
Yeah, I texted Jeff when I was like, dude, they're repping both of us. And that was it was so great. I shared the fuck out of that. But dude, you know, reflecting back on what you're saying, I think it's all about the quality of the shit, right? I mean, you guys are playing highly technical stuff that I often say this, you know, being a huge fan of you guys, it's super technical shit, but it's so fucking catchy, dude, for me. And you know, I'm not the same as everybody else, I guess, but it's so fucking catchy. It's so easy. It hooks in. And that's the thing. Like, you know, any band that I think has any kind of, you know, sustainability is really a band that has these riffs. They can be super heavy. They can be super aggressive. And, you know, you've got to have things that somebody can just fucking nod their head to.
You got to have the hooks.
Yeah, and you know, exactly. I do the same thing with our stuff at a much smaller scale, but you know, it's so enjoyable, the stuff. I mean, I think the visuals are great. I love the merch. It's super, you know, all my favorite shit to wear. But you know, I think as it relates to like you guys doing stuff, you know, as you get older, right? I think it's just all about saying, man, fuck it, we're just gonna do what we want to do, and you stay true to form. You know, your core fan base, you know, hears it and it just resonates. It's like, man, this is a different flavor of PSYCROPTIC, you know, but it's just the next, you know, chapter. And I'm so excited for the new record, and you know, hopefully there's some you know, some touring plans. Do you guys have any thoughts of doing some kind of headlining runs, you know, in 26 or anything?
I reckon there will be some of that sort of stuff coming up. At this stage, we've had a pretty stacked year. I mean, we were in Europe only 2 months ago, and you know, we've done a couple of Australian tours and stuff, and then this. So at this stage, we haven't got anything booked for next year yet. We're sort of starting to look at, you know, our Australian headline tour and what's going to happen there, but we haven't even really dipped our toes into looking at anything, you know, US or Europe at this stage. But I mean, with the release of the album coming next year, I think it's pretty much inevitable that we'll be back out this way at some point in the year, at least, anyway.
Yep. If you had a handful of bands put you on the spot, you know, what kind of bands would you like to see on the tour with you guys? Do you have any special favorites?
I have no fucking idea, to be honest. Like, a lot of the bands that we tour with, you know, a lot of the time it's the most successful tours are the ones with bands that you just wouldn't expect. You know what I mean? Like, you know, like a band like us paired with Noob Live Scaris, we sound vastly different. You know, we're not even really in the same ballpark at all, but for some reason it works really well. But then you send us out with a band like Decrepit Burt, and the numbers just aren't as good. So it's kind of like you just can't pick it really these days. You know, I think having, you know, diverse lineups is a good thing in this day and age. And I think with like PSYCROPTIC as a band, we're kind of in a spot where we can go out touring with an old school band like say Obituary or Cannibal Corpse, and it works. But then we can go out with a, you know, a melodic sort of band like Noob Live Scaris, and it works. And, you know, so we're pretty lucky in that respect that I suppose no one can quite define what the fuck PSYCROPTIC is. So, you know, we kind of luckily can just sort of jump in with such a variety of stuff. So
Yeah.
And you know, to that end, Jason, how many times do you field the question from anybody, what the fuck does PSYCROPTIC mean? Right?
Yeah, it's just a made up word.
Yeah, pretty crafty. It works.
Yeah, it's funny.
Is there somebody specifically that takes credit for the word?
I think it was a friend of the guys, like, you know, back 25 years ago. I think he was just on the bongs and they were trying to come up with a band name, and he was just like, what about something like PSYCROPTIC? And then I think it stuck.
Yeah.
So I think it's something as simple as that.
Yeah. It sounds evil. It sounds like it could be medical. I mean, it's coming from a lot of different angles.
Yeah. It's kind of got the whole package there, and it doesn't mean anything. So no one can end up with the same name or rip it off or anything, because it's very unique. So
I think I'll try to get out of work with that. I'll say I came down with a case of PSYCROPTIC.
Yeah, absolutely.
See if I get a few day off out of it.
Yeah, man.
Jason, talk to us about you said you hit Costco. What's the food situation look like? What do you guys get after when you're stacking up for tour?
Well, we're big on our slow cookers in the RV.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean that's kind of Dave's duty on this tour. It seems that he'll put the slow cooker on in the afternoon with the beef stew, and we'll usually, like after the gym in the morning, we'll usually be on the smoothies and shit and a few snacks, and then after show, big ass bowl of slow cooker beef stew.
Yeah.
And that's about it, really.
And what about Vegemite? Does Vegemite ever make it on a tour?
No.
I
do eat it at home.
You do?
But yeah, fuck yeah. It's a staple. If you're going to an Australian household and it's not in there, it's a bit odd.
Something's weird. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not right.
we have over the years brought it on tour with us out here, but you know, every American that we feed it to reckons it tastes like dog shit. So
I was gonna ask. You know, have you exposed anybody to it while on tour?
Oh yeah.
What's the feedback like been on it? Not good, huh?
Everyone fucking hates it. I think it's one of those weird things you've just got to be fucking handed pieces of toast with the shit on it when you're
a baby.
When you're 2 years old to be able to handle it. You've got to fucking build your tolerance up from birth.
Yes.
You give it to a 40-year-old man for the first time, they're going to be like, what the fuck are you doing?
And now the Vine Council came out in 2022. You know, people are releasing music at a vastly different pace nowadays, man. Was it deliberate? Was it deliberate by you guys to have this much time in between albums?
Not really. I think this is one of the longer breaks we've had between albums, but I don't know. It's just the way it worked out. We have been working on this one for quite a long time, but you know, just everyone's been busy and tours, and I guess life gets in the way a little bit more when you as you get older. So it's just taken a little bit longer this time around.
Jason, how about when you guys are coming from Australia, did it cross your mind to like kind of maybe cross-pollinate in terms of you know, like sharing equipment with anybody, you know, to make that easier? Or do you guys
No, I think we're using Rivers of Nile's drum kit. We don't use amps anymore on stage. It's all just they call it the neural DSP, like direct things, because we're all on in-ears now as well. So we've basically, because we do tour a lot, and you know, we've always got to fly fucking all our gear. We've tried to streamline things as much as we can. Like, I mean, you're starting to hear a lot more people like bitching and moaning, oh, bands aren't using amps and stuff these days. And it's like, yeah, that's all well and good, but when you've got a lug of amps, you've got your changeover times, like half your time ends up getting fucking eaten up by moving amps and all that shit. And it's, you know, we're in an RV, we don't have a great deal of space, and it's like, if we don't have to have a bass amp and 2 guitar cabs in there, you know, you're saving a lot of space. It's the higher fees, all that shit. So I mean, it's we've just kind of looked at that, and with technology now, we've just figured out we can streamline our whole setup so fucking easily now, and so we've really focused on that. And you know, like our changeover times are so fucking quick with the in-ears because everything's just pre-dialed in. So we just, as soon as we fire it all up, all our monitors are exactly the same. It's just the front of house guys got to do a quick line check and we're fucking good to go.
Yeah.
Yep. It's great. Smart. You got to do it with the thinning margins, you know, that everybody's spacing out there. You can't fuck around, you know, throwing money at that kind of thing because there's just no benefit to it, you know?
No, and that's right. And, you know, so the way things work now, it's, you know, it's fucking perfect. You know, everything's just so quick and simple. Like, and the way we look at it, the technology's there. Like, you know, we might as well fucking use it if it makes everything easier and more cost effective for us. Because I mean, at the end of the day, just with the flights and the visas for us to get from Australia to start a tour out here, and we've got everything we had basically we have to hire. So it's like, if we can cut our costs down a little bit, and the band members can actually go home with enough money to pay our rent while we're away, then it's a fucking beautiful thing, you know?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Now, before I let you out of here, man, I certainly want to know if people want to tap in with PSYCROPTIC, man. I know everyone's on social media somewhere, man. Where's the best place?
Instagram is probably the biggest one for us. And
well, you guys do have your own website though as well.
I think we do, yeah. But I think social media, Joe, our guitarist, I think he's pretty on it with Facebook and Instagram. Me, myself, I'm absolutely fucking useless with social media. so I stay away from it. But yeah, you know, Joe's up every morning, and you know, he's filtering through all the reels that he gets sent of the shows and putting stuff up, and you know, putting all the relevant information on what the band's up to on there. So yeah, just PSYCROPTIC on Instagram or Facebook's probably the best.
Listen, I'm not a fan of it either. I think people think that I am because I have a podcast, man, but I'm not a big fan of it either. And a couple times people have told me, because I do 2 separate podcasts. I do the music one and then I do a boxing one. And people have said, well, how come not a separate Instagram for both shows or a separate Facebook? I can't be bothered with all that.
More shit you got to manage, isn't it?
Too much. It's too much.
Yeah.
I just promote them both through one account, you know?
Yeah. Fuck it. Let people figure it out themselves.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah, people are pretty resourceful nowadays. Right. Let them figure it out.
Yeah, exactly.
I can't do the heavy lifting for everybody, Jason. Can't do it.
No,
I got to have a life too, you know?
Yeah, fuck yeah. I'm the same, man. I don't even spend that much time scrolling through that shit. So
yeah.
Like,
That's probably healthy.
Fucking toxic wasteland these days.
It really is. It's very divisive online. Yeah, everyone's got an opinion. Everyone's an expert on everything. Everybody wants to show you what they're having for dinner or tell you about their political views. Yeah, it's crap.
Yeah. I can give a fuck about people that don't know what they're up to. and, you know,
the only debates I want to get in are what fucking PSYCROPTIC record is better than the other. Those are the ones.
Yeah. Now that I'll engage in. Yeah. I certainly don't want to keep you from the steakhouse though, because that sounds like on the agenda tonight. Man. Yeah.
Cool. Yeah. Well, I better hit the road anyway.
I appreciate you, man. Yeah, really appreciate you.
Thank you, man.
Yeah, thanks a lot, Jason. Great to see you again, man.
And, good to see you again, man.
Yeah, you got it. Best of luck the rest of the way. You guys safe travels and fucking kick ass. And can't wait for the release, man. I'm sure I'll see you out there soon.
Yeah,
will do, man. All right, cheers, guys. Appreciate
Definitely stay in touch. I'd love to do it again, man. We'll do this again when the record comes out.
Sounds good.
Thanks, Jason.
All right, thanks, Jason.
Man. Bye.
Cheers, brother. Bye. And there he goes, folks. Another one in the books, man. And Ray, you know, you being unfamiliar to this, we are still recording, so watch what you say.
Yeah, it's a you know
only
me.
only talk about Jason now that he's gone in glowing terms because he might watch this back.
Yeah, thanks for having me, man. He you know, obviously, dude, a huge fan.
Yeah, awesome
You
guy.
know, and they're you know, just cool, down to earth, and I mean, so fucking talented. The whole band.
Great band.
I mean, you know, shit. Just imagine, you know, the other stuff. You know, if he's hanging with these guys, you know, playing guitar and other projects. I mean, fuck, dude. I couldn't hold any of those dudes' jocks. I mean, they're so fucking good.
Yeah.
And you know, it's just so great. I mean, just the camaraderie that band has. You know, Kaiser from Origin, you know, those guys are Rochester dudes, right? And you know, so upstate, you know, New York type shit representing. But you know, I mean, just fucking killer stuff, you know, and it's good to get the insight of, you know, how hard it really is to, you know, get a band like that over into the States. I mean, we're so fucking lucky. And when people kind of take the, you know, take it for granted, you know, to say, oh, you know, I'll catch them next time. Dude, no, you can't catch them next time. Fucking go now, go to the show, buy the t-shirts. You know how this shit goes.
I say that that's always my caveat at the end of these episodes, man, just because, you know, you're right. People take these artists for granted, man. But, you know, if you're going to be a fan, a good fan, I say that all the time. Go on websites, get on mailing lists, sign up for newsletters, go to shows, buy merchandise, man. Be a good fan, man. Like, I think there's this illusion that, oh, these guys are out on tour, man. You know, like these guys like have to be doing well. You know what I mean? It's not the case, though. You know what I mean? Like, not everybody's fucking Taylor fucking Swift. You know what I mean? Like, these guys are out there grinding and hustling, you know?
Dude, definitely. It's a hard line for those guys, you know. And so yeah, but you know, dude, fan base here, you know, watching the podcast, you know, these guys know, you know, these guys and gals, they know what's up. You know, they go to the shows, they fucking check it. You know, it was a great chance to catch up with such a great band. Those guys are fucking.
Yeah, and Vegemite doesn't grow on trees. You know what I mean? These guys are trying to make money, you know what I mean? They got to keep that in the pantry.
Dude, these guys they're out there fucking fighting kangaroos left and right. You know they are.
Yeah,
you know?
Fighting kangaroo. Yeah, I mean, come on, man. We've all seen Crocodile Dundee, man. We know how it all plays out. You know what I mean? Like,
dude, that's a goddamn biography. That's how real life is out there, you know?
Oh, I got to say that I do appreciate the Australian music scene. I guess I was kind of naive, man, for like years, like not knowing what a great extreme metal scene. Obviously, we know AC/DC, man. Like you know, but beyond that, I think my musical education on Australia was very little.
Yeah, the only thing I knew growing up, I don't even know who AC/DC is. I'll let you tell me who they are later. But you know, but you know, Mortal Sin was a thrash band from the late '80s, or I guess that you know, I think they had that song "I Am Immortal," and fuck, I remember when we were doing interviews with the Utica College radio station. That was like, that song was in heavy rotation, you know. But you know, you hear Jason, they know what the fuck's up. They know those guys. I mean, fuck, Metallica would go there, Mortal Sin would open up for them, you know. But like, outside of that, who the fuck knew that there was anything there? And then you know, PSYCROPTIC just really kicking around for a long time now, man. You know, this is 20-25 years, and man, there's longevity. They bounced around, you know, from label to label, and you know, I think the industry realizes these guys are stalwarts there, right? I mean, they really. You know, and I'll tell you, for anybody who hasn't seen them live and you get a chance, go. So fucking good.
It's nice to hear somebody echo that sentiment. I'm usually flying that flag at the end of these episodes all by myself and trying to fucking coerce people into being about it and being good fans. You know what I mean? Because oftentimes I think people are not. You know what I mean? I think they think they're good fans. You know what I mean? But being a good fan is even, and like, look, like perfect case in point. He's talking about the fellas are going out to eat tonight, going to a steakhouse. You know, you go buy a couple of shirts, man, and you're feeding these guys on the road. You know what I mean? Like, you're helping them pay their rent when they get back home. You know what I mean? Like, you're helping put some gas in the vehicle. I mean, you know, they're on an RV or whatever. I don't know, like, what their travel expenses are like or whatever. But you're helping, though, man. You know what I mean? Like, you're helping. You know, it's not just like this money is just going to some like huge corporation or something. You know what I mean? Like, this is keeping these guys sustaining out there.
Yeah, go pay for gas and go see what that is. You know, we got friends that are, you know, hustling that shit all the time, and it's fucking hard. You know, it's the reason why OUTLIAR is sitting their ass at home. You know, I mean, it's fucking tough. You know, leaving jobs and families and all the expense that comes along with it. So, ultimate respect for anybody out there hitting the road and just, you know, fucking grinding. I mean, this is a long tour for these guys. And it's just fucking killer, you know, so, but awesome.
And say what you want about Phil Anselmo, man, but he does fly the flag for some of those unsung bands, though. I mean, you know, he made a great point, taking King Parrot out, always rocking Portal shirts. You know what I mean? Like, you know, me and Matt Wilcock talked about it. He's a staunch supporter of the underground. You know, he is.
I've met him a few times, and I'm a huge fan. I'm a huge Pantera guy. No apologies, no fucks given. They're fucking awesome. Love them.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Yeah. And
well, dude, listen, it's been great to catch up. Dude, now I'll flip it on you. Where can we find you? Come on, you got a social media presence. Where do we find you?
Yeah, let me go ahead and get my credentials here, man. You can find me on one Facebook account and one Facebook account only, Off the Couch Boxing and PodScum, and I've dumbed it down for my audience and myself because I need it dumbed down. To the same handle on Instagram, Off the Couch Boxing and PodScum, and of course, if you're here on this YouTube channel right now, Facebook and Instagram are nice little promotional tools. I have gotten better about boning up my Instagram game. My son chirped in my ear and said, Dad, all the kids are on Instagram nowadays. You got to be doing some shit on Instagram. So I'm trying to take little snippets of these conversations and make little shorts, reels, whatever the fuck the kids call them nowadays. You know what I mean? And so, but this is where you get the meat and potatoes right here, though, man. The whole conversation, man. So gotta like, gotta subscribe, gotta smash that notification bell up there in the top of your screen. I'll give you a hint. It's bell-shaped. Believe it or not.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
awesome.
Notification.
Sure.
Yeah.
Thumbs up, thumbs down. Okay, I got it.
Yeah, yeah. And obviously I tell people all the time, brand new content every single week. Sometimes it's one episode, sometimes it's multiple episodes. I'm like a kid in a candy store. I get excited to do the episodes, but then I can't sit on them. For a while I was on this thing where I was like releasing, and I'm gonna have to get back to this, I think, man, because it's tiresome doing it the other way. I've got to get back to just having a release day every week and releasing one episode, because it's very tiring to run down guests and be like, I'll start to amass 2 or 3 of them, and then I want to release them all the same day, but I got to sit on them a little bit. But there's a fine art to it, because you don't want to sit on them for too long, because then someone comes on your podcast and then you're telling them like 5 weeks later, hey, I'm putting out your episode this week. You know what I mean? It's like, hey, I had shit to promote back then. So I got to watch like the order. If someone's got something current going on, like, making sure that theirs kind of takes priority or whatever, you know what I mean? So, there's kind of an art to that or whatever, but I do like to roll the stuff out there as soon as possible, though. I'm like a kid on Christmas, you know what I mean?
I'm telling you.
I'm stoked to do them, man, but I'm stoked to get them out there, get clicks, get views, get subscribers. Podcasters can relate to that, I think, I mean?
For sure. Well, dude, you do a hell of a job, man. It's diverse content. It's fun. I watch a good bit of them, dude. It surprises me, when I see some of the episodes. I'm like, holy shit, these are really cool. And there's some gems out there, man. I've gone through the back catalog. I think everybody who's checking this shit out should definitely do the same. There's a lot of good stuff.
I encourage people, man. We're north of 350 fucking episodes right now, and just hit 300 with Off the Couch Boxing, man. So I've been a busy beaver these last couple of years, man. It's 650 fucking podcast episodes.
That's awesome. Well, you can do that during football season because the fucking Giants suck.
It absolutely sucked. I haven't watched one fucking snap this year, not one. And I'm proud to say that, actually. I'm actually pretty proud to say that, man, because I'm not going to waste a Sunday and waste 3 hours while watching some team that they put out on the field that's absolute garbage, man. I got more productive shit to do. I got podcasts to do. I got fucking grandkids to play with, man. I'm not going to devote my time to shit like that.
That's a young man
nowadays. It's not the football, and you're in the same age bracket as me. It's not the NFL that I grew up, man. You can't do anything nowadays. Can't celebrate, can't hit anybody, can't breathe in anybody's fucking general direction anymore. I mean, everything's a flag or looking for a flag. It's not Smash Mouth the way that it used to be, man.
No, you're just waiting for the next gambling fucking scandal to pop up. They come up, it seems like every fucking month something new comes up. Fuck sports medal, fucking over everything, dude.
And then what's the point? Then at the end of the year is going to come around, and we're going to get the Super Bowl, and it's going to be some halftime show. It's going to be fucking garbage anyway.
We need Psychroptic on it. That's what I'm fucking. Let's get that poll up here.
Yeah, get the yeah, exactly, man. Get the petition going around, man. Man, could you imagine that Super Bowl crowd? They wouldn't know what the fuck I'm doing.
I'd love it. God damn it.
Fucking lights go down, man. The stage comes up out of the fucking Psychroptic.
I'll vote for it. I'm in. You'll win me back as a fan.
Man, of course, we would be in, but I mean, I'm pretty sure that, man. I'm pretty sure that might be a way to either fucking get that place rocking or clear that fucking stadium completely out.
Vegemite sales will fucking plummet.
Vegemite sales. Yeah, they would. I need to have you on more often, dude. It really helps having a co-host, man. It really does.
Super fun, man. Rexx, I love you, brother.
Wait a minute. Now, before I let you out of here, though, man, I got to put some shine on YouTube, man. Talk about what Outliar's got going on, man. You have a little band yourself.
No, we did a couple shows around Halloween. Some of the photos were amazing. We did it in drag, so we called it Drag Liar. Yeah, it was sensational. Really proud of those photos, and the size of my portly gut. Yeah, but anyway,
you guys also do. I don't want to gloss over it. You guys also do have a relatively new album yourselves.
Yeah. Relentless came out over the summer. It was awesome. and not trying to steal any thunder from Jason's chat here, but that's what people have been into it. It's fucking awesome. We're already starting to write for the next thing, because that one was in the can for a while, and we're kind of, as a band, I don't want to say sick of it, but ready to do something new. So we're gonna really focus on writing new shit in 26. We're gonna try to do a proper headline show here in Raleigh in 26. Pull up some cool thrash bands that we've been kind of kick around. Throw out some love to our dudes in Razor Grave in South Carolina, and looking to hook some things up there, and it should be good. But I think we'll probably play less next year. And focus more on writing new material. We'd like to get in the studio, honestly, by the end of next year, make a quick turn and then get something out, maybe mid 2027, something like that. So it'll be awesome. The response on Relentless has been fucking great. I think you and I, we chatted over the summer when I was up in New York, and it's been great. We're like fucking humbled as hell, dude. Seeing some of the social media numbers. We also don't give a fuck about numbers per se, but we do care about our fans checking the shit out. And I think Jason had made a great point here today. Just same kind of thing. Is like, man, they just do their thing, and the people who dig it, and the people who don't are the same people who haven't, and they just don't give a fuck.
That's the way to stay. I think that's the way to stay mentally healthy too, man. You can't obsess over that kind of shit. You can't. Yeah. You wrap yourself around a twist, man. Looking at all that stuff. I always ask the feedback question just because album review sites are such a big thing, and true to what I said, I do see the biggest criticism, and that does probably speak to the dwindling attention spans. You're damned if you do, damned if you don't. Either your album is too short or too long. It's too many songs or it's not enough songs. That seems to be the sticking point with all these reviewers nowadays.
Yep, we've been on both sides of that conversation as well, and we've done a couple album EPs back to back, and not with real purpose, but just because we're like, hey, give people 5 new songs, and instead of waiting 2 to 4 years for a new record, another 5 songs and maybe a year and a half, something like that.
Right.
Just kind of keep going from there. But I think there's no right or wrong answer to that. It's just kind of how everybody feels. But again, just the key is when these bands are coming through town, man, just fucking go see them.
It's a weird thing. It's like, how dare they only give us a 30-minute album, and then you make a 40-minute one? How dare they be pretentious enough to go 40 minutes? I mean, it's such a fine line nowadays, and everybody's so nitpicky. But he made a great point, though, Jason. It kind of is a track-by-track world, man. People are going to take the 2 Psycroptic songs they like and put them on their metal playlist, and they might not even check out the deep tracks. You know what I mean? Like,
sure.
People aren't dropping the needle on an album and just taking the journey anymore and saying, I'm going to listen to this thing all the way through,
Yep, for sure.
Which sucks. I mean, like, we're from a different era, man. And obviously Jason being in his 40s is probably from that era too, man. Like, where you consume the whole album and you listen to it all the way through.
Yeah, no doubt. Well, cool, brother. Great seeing you, dude.
Yeah.
We'll do this again for sure. Real soon.
Without a doubt. Of course we will. Yeah.
Awesome.
All right. Talk to you later, brother.
You got it, dude.
All right. Later, man. And there he goes, folks. My boy, Ray Currie from the band OUTLIAR, North Carolina thrash metal. If you don't know, check him out. And, of course, an amazing conversation with Jason Peppiatt from PSYCROPTIC. If you don't know them, be sure to check them out, man. And, again, I think I just said it all with Ray. Be a good fan. Get out there. Check these guys out. They're coming all the way in from Australia. And they're here on American soil, touring the States right now. Going to be up in Canada. Still got more dates on the North American end of the tour. So get out there, check them out. But if you are a fan and you can't make it to a show, if you are a fan, be a good fan. As you see, these guys are out there grinding. They're out there in an RV. They're fucking going from fucking one town to the next. They're grinding. They're hustling. They're jumping up on that stage for us, the fucking fans. Get to a show. If not, get to the website, buy some merch, get on a mailing list, get on get on their email list, check out a newsletter. Just be a good fan. Go stream the album, buy the physical album if that's your thing, but be a good fan, man. And again, new PSYCROPTIC music coming very soon. Sounds like early part of 2026. Last album was 2022's Divine Council, which, needless to say, was a fucking ripper, but that's the case for every PSYCROPTIC album. So listen, Australia's finest, in my opinion. And that's not to impugn any of the other great Australian acts, because Australia has a fucking phenomenal music scene / extreme metal scene. get on your streaming device or however you listen to music and go check out that discography. Go check out all those incredible albums by PSYCROPTIC. As Jason said, he's been in the band for 21 years. And his voice is all over some incredible fucking albums, man. And everything these guys do is absolutely amazing. Technical, yet fucking melodic. Just a great, great band. I can't sing their praises enough. So really want to thank Jason for joining us today. I think I just gave you guys my credentials. I'll give them to you one more time. Tap into PodScum on our Facebook page, Off the Couch Boxing and PodScum. As I said, I only have one Facebook page. Same with Instagram. I promote both of my shows through those accounts. So don't be confused. I got the little boxing show and I got PodScum here, the little music show that I do. So Off the Couch Boxing and PodScum is our handle on Facebook. Also our handle on Instagram, Off the Couch Boxing and PodScum. And of course, as I said, if you're watching us here right now, make sure to like, make sure to subscribe, and most importantly, make sure to smash that notification bell so that you are privy when new content drops. And as I said, I'm bringing you something new every single week. So make sure to tap in with us. And again, really appreciate my viewers, my subscribers. Of course, goes without saying, my guests, without whom I could not do this, would not have this amazing content. Blows my mind. At the end of the day, I'm just a fan, really getting to have these incredible conversations with people I admire and respect. So I'm always blown away whenever these people pop up on the screen. You know, at the end of the day, like I said, I'm a fan. So this is a huge honor for me. And specifically, I want to thank my guest today, Jason Peppiatt, and of course, my boy, Ray Currie, aka Ray OUTLIAR. Make sure to check out his band, North Carolina's own OUTLIAR. They have a new album out called Relentless, which dropped this summer. And of course, be on the lookout for that new PSYCROPTIC. And in the meantime, go feast your ears on some old PSYCROPTIC. And the boys are out there right now, and you can check them out on all their social media platforms and keep tabs on where they are, where they're going to be, and what they got in the works for you guys, which incredibly enough is new music in 2026, and I couldn't be more fucking stoked. So I appreciate all you guys. This is your boy Reckless Rex. Until we get together and we do this thing again, please remember to take it easy and keep it sleazy.